What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Drill. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys my personal favorite setups from Trips Tight End. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. Now, before I do get into the video, I do ask if you want to join my CFL, please hit me up ASAP. It's gonna be a fantasy draft. And the only special rule right now is that whatever quarterback you draft, he is going to be able to be upgraded to Superstar X Factor. So that way we can have a competitive league. Now, it's not going to be some sweaty competitive. No, it's supposed to be a fun league. But what I mean by competitive means that if you have a passing scheme, you'll still be able to do it because you'll be able to have an X Factor on your quarterback. So I just want to make sure we have a pass happy league because I don't know, it's more entertaining to watch for you guys. I know you guys don't want to watch somebody just running, I form the whole game. You guys don't want to watch that, So if that's something you're interested in joining CFL, please hit me up ASAP as we only have about 8 spots left. So hit me up about that. And PS4 as of right now, sorry I don't have an Xbox yet, I apologize, but let's go and get into this video. So we're talking about Trips Tight End right here. Now, the two plays I'm going over is double incel and I'm going over curl flat. Now, the reason I'm going over just those two plays is because those were the plays that I showed you previously about the meta setups that people run out of them. So I'm going to show you my versions of what I run out of those same plays. So if you want to go look at the meta versions, make sure you do go check out my playlist for offensive schemes, or I may pin it right here, but I might forget to pin it as well. So just make sure you go to my playlist just in case I do forget. But let's go and dive into this. So we're going to be talking about double incel. Now for defense, I'm gonna be showing you guys just your basic coverages. So cover 3, cover 2, and man coverage. Those are going to be the shells that I talk about. Now it does work against match and everything. I just don't want to make this like a 25-minute video talking about like 3-4 setups. I just want to make this as short as possible so you guys can get the setups, understand why they work, and then go put them in action. So let's do go ahead and get into this. So this is what the play looks like normally right here. So for your first setup, I like to take X, put them on a smart route, and that's going to give them that little glitchy little fade that you already know about. So from here, I like to take a circle, putting them on a hitch route just like this, take a triangle, put them on a curl route, and then I like putting square on a fade route just like this. And now this coverage, this setup right here is going to destroy any zones and any Mabel coverage, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. So all you need to do is just look for a read. You see circles blinking right there because he is wide open. And the reason that this is good because the user is going to have to choose. Now, instead of running this play like 3-4 times showing you the same thing, I'm going to go into replay, explain why I like it, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to a different coverage shell. So if they aren't putting nobody in the flats, a lot of times you can't throw this. Now, if they have stock purples, he's going to drop down but go up. And then you can actually just throw this as soon as he sets right here, and then you get like a route bounce where he catches it like this, and then you'll be able to turn up field. So that's if you don't like your read. But most of the time people will be zone dropping. So most of the time, I got a gnat in here just freaking getting on my nerves. But most of the time people are gonna just put this purple up here, and then that's gonna leave this flat wide open most of the time. Now let's look at this left side read. So let's say this is the user, right? So what the user's going to do right here, if this is the user, he's actually going to come down and play this right here, this hitch. And then a lot of times what you could do, you can actually throw this ball right here. So I'm going to try to mimic that real quick after this play. I just want you to see that. So if these users in this, if these users in him, more than likely he's driving down on this, and then that's going to allow this route right here to get wide open. And I'll show you guys that here real quick. And like I said, this is if they aren't zone dropping, by the way. So most people do zone drop against Trips Tight End because of all the things that you could do. But if for whatever reason they don't, then you can have a nice little dot. So I'm gonna mimic that here. So I'm actually gonna man up circle just like that. Now since this is a stock purple, then it may actually match onto the triangle route, but most of the times you can tell, you can throw that just like that right there. And that's what I was trying to explain to you, that it sits right there but it doesn't play it. And again, I'll show you that here one more time, and then we'll go and move on, just so you don't think that's some type of fluke or something. You'll be able to tell that I can have that literally all day, So let me show you that again right here. You see triangles right there because he's actually not going to play him. He's just going to sit right next to him. So that's what I mean by if they want to sit right there, then you can just throw it to triangle, really easy read. So let's go and move on to cover 2. Now with cover 2, it's going to be the same principle. So it takes X, put them on a smart route, take circle, put them on a hitch, triangle on a curl route, take square, put them on a fade. Now if they are playing cover 2, the reason I say fade, because you can actually throw that fade out there, and I'll show you that here real quick, that if you just wait, then you can throw that fade if they are zone dropping. Now if they're zone dropping, they'll kind of follow it a little longer. If they're playing off coverage, but if they're pressing his own drops, most of the time you can throw that fade right off the jump. Most people just don't trust that read, but you actually can make that read. But take circle, put him on a hitch, take triangle, put him on a curl route, take square, put him on a fade. So either A, you can have that fade, or B, you can have circle, which is going to be screaming wide open, you can tell right there. And also you can actually have that running back route in the flats as well. So I think you guys pretty much understand about cover 2, about what you can do with that. So I'm not going to go any deeper into that. So let's actually talk about the last coverage show, and that's going to be man. So with man coverage, what you need to pay attention to is, are they calling over the top or not? So the first read you can have, of course, is this tight end read. Now, do not throw this hitch route ever, because you will throw a pick 6, but this curl route to fade is what you actually want to read. So if they're calling over the top, so I just called over the top. So if they're calling over the top, then you're going to have a triangle pretty much every single time. Now, you do need a decent receiver. Now, if they have like some type of acrobat on him or something, they may actually jump that. So be very careful with that. So if they have like 3 acrobats out there, don't even try to throw no stop routes or curl routes. Don't throw any of that, because you will throw a pick, honestly. So if you have a good matchup, then I highly suggest you just make a read. So let's say they call over the top, but they put these guys just like this, right? So let's say they play a cover shell like this. This is where I like to look for the fade to see if not the fade. If they call over the top, then you're gonna hit that right there. But if they do that and then they don't call over the top, then I like to actually look for that fade, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here in a second, right now. So if they do a cover shell like this, but they don't call over the top, then you can actually have that fade for pretty much a one-play touchdown if you get a good win animation. Let's see if we get a good win animation. You see right there we do, so we can actually just float that ball. Now, I probably shouldn't have thrown it like that because I gave that safety a chance, but I really could have bullied it, but it's just an example to show you guys that that's how you want to make that read and determining how you can beat man coverage that way. So that's what I love to do out of that play. Now, that requires no hot route master or anything, but with this, what I'm about to give you, it does require a tight end apprentice, and it requires a slot apprentice on circle. So for this setup, what I like to do, I like to take X, put him on a post route. I like to take circle and put him on a crosser route, and take triangle, put him on a hitch, and then take square and put him on a smoke screen just like this. Now, all you're doing right here is just making a read between the user and seeing where he goes. But I like this better than a slant, because it gets in a nice little pocket right there, as you could tell. Now, this is all Madden. So that's why corners are playing stuff really tight, and I like to lab on all Madden and show you guys on all Madden, so that way when you go on all pro, these reads are 10 times easier, because they aren't just playing everything like maniacs. So again, with this setup, just take X, put them on a post, take circle, put him on a crosser route, take triangle, put him on a hitch, and take square, put him on a stop route just like this. Now, the original setup that I gave you for the meta one is just taking him, put him on a slant. Now, if you only have tight end apprentice, then this setup works just fine. But I like circle because it's ran a lot deeper and it gets in a nice spot. So I already showed you cover 3. Now, you already know that this post route is going to get open, because square is going to pull down any flat zones, and triangle will pull down any flat zones too. So I'm not going to worry about that just now. So I'm only going to be talking about this right side read, okay? Because you guys know that tight end combo route will get open. I know you guys know that for a fact. So what I'm going to talk about is why I like the crosser other than the slant. So with cover 2, what you could tell is that if they don't zone drop their cover 2, then you're going to have a nice dot right there pretty much every single time. So the user will have to run with that. So let's talk about what I want to talk about now. So let's go with man coverage. So I like this better than the slant. Well, versus man coverage, I like the crossers better than the slant. And the reason is just simple, because the crossers normally are going to get open a lot better if they aren't putting any purples. But if they're putting purples, then I do like the slant, because most people aren't going to zone drop that far down with their purples. So I do like the crossers to start off with, though. So since it is Jair Alexander on Scotty Miller, I don't think he's going to be able to win that matchup. It's right there, he kind of does, but that's a good thing I like about it, because it all depends on, who your receiver is. So if you have somebody with a good route running, then he's going to win that matchup pretty much 10 times out of 10 times if he has good route running. So I can't even say, actually I say 9 times out of 10. Y'all know Madden's on that BS a lot of times, but I'm gonna show you guys that one more time. That's my favorite read. Now, keep in mind, just because I'm throwing circle doesn't mean you have to throw circle every time. Please make a read. If the user follows circle, please look at X. I just already showed this X concept in part 1, so that's why I'm not even touching on it now, because it just doesn't make any sense to, honestly. So right there, as you can tell, he just kind of runs away from him, and you always want a possession to catch that. Please don't try to rack that, because rack animations are just so broken, which I'm pretty sure you guys know that already. But this is everything I like to do out of double end cell. Now, let's talk about curl flat. So for the last setup for curl flat, I like to take X, put him on a drag. I like to take triangle and put him on a crosser. So if you only have one slot apprentice, then on this play, I would just move like Scotty. Let's say Scotty Miller was my slot apprentice, so I would just move Scotty Miller to right here in this position, so I'll be able to put him on a crosser. So that's just a little pro tip for you guys. So you know, you can just rotate your slot apprentices between these two positions depending on what play you want to run. So from here, I just take them and motion them across. Now this is one of my favorite plays just because there's actually a lot of things that get open. So I'm gonna try to buy some time, but I will take a sack just so I can kind of show you guys on replay exactly what gets open and why it gets open. And as you guys seen, pretty sure you've seen both of my crossers. Both of those crossers are normally gonna get open. So again, this is good because this drag route is gonna pull down any flat zones, especially if they're not zone drop. He's gonna pull them down, and that's gonna open up this window right here because this streak is gonna push back the safety. And right here, what you're gonna notice is that this little crosser, I'm basically gonna call it a crosser because that's almost what it is. It gets in a nice sweet spot that you can actually pass lead to the sideline right there. And also look what we have also. So the running back is actually going to be able to be open right in this position right here. So you can always have just a lot of options on this play. So to me, this is the best way to run curl flats because your opponent is just not going to know what to do. And you can honestly just dominate with just this one play, to be honest with you. Like, it is really that powerful. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like against cover 2 right here. So hopefully I get enough time. I actually spot somebody just so I get a little time. But it's just simple. All you do is take square, put them on a streak, take triangle, put them on a crosser, take X, put them on a streak just like this. Oh no, not a streak, excuse me. Take X, put them on a drag. Apologize about that. But so it's square on a streak, triangle on a crosser, X on a drag, go ahead and motion them across. And what you're gonna notice is that we're just gonna have almost everything open, to be honest with y'all. So again, you can tell triangle's gonna get open, but if they do leave that mid read, he is gonna match. But there's a way to beat cover 2 with a mid read, but I may just save that for another video because this video's, I don't want this video getting too long. But there's a way to beat just stock cover 2 if they aren't putting the middle third. So watch what the mid read does right here. So this is the mid read. So you see how he actually matches this. So if you have a good receiver, he can actually still win. And I could have still easily pass led this right here and caught that. I may show you guys that, but you can actually tell there's a lot of room to be able to pass lead that. But what you're really going to notice here is that if the user follows this crosser, then what? We'll just hit the running back right here, right? So that's why I said this play is really powerful. So if the user wants to come and play this, then he's giving up this big old chunk play right here. And also the reason that this works is because of our backside drag. So if they're zone dropping to account for this route, they'll probably have him up in here. And then look what we're going to have open. We're going to have our backside drag right here after this hook curl plat passes him off. So that's why I said this play is honestly really good. So let me show you cover 2 one more time, and I'm gonna kind of show you what happens if they put a middle third. If they put a middle third, then they're honestly done for, honestly. So let's go back to curl flat, take them, put them on a drag, crosser, streak just like this. Go ahead and motion them across, and what you're gonna notice, like I said again, is that we're gonna have just pretty much almost everything wide open. So you see right there, circle is going to be able to get in a nice spot, and then that crosser is actually going to get open, and we're going to have R1 get open. So they just cannot play that kind of coverage though. So last coverage I am going to show you is going to be man coverage, of course, and that's pretty much going to be the video. So let's go back to curl flat. Remember, we're just going to take X, put them on a drag, take triangle, put them on a crosser, take square, put them on a streak. Now, if they are pressing and man, I do recommend a fade because a lot of times fades are going to be able to get good animations to get off press, which is another pro tip for you guys. Drop a lot of pro tips today, so drop a like on this video, man, because I'm dropping a lot of pro tips for you guys. So the motion over crosser is going to do a good job of getting open, and we can also make that read if EA doesn't sell us. But I'm gonna go into replay to show you both of those reads, and then that's gonna be the video, guys. So let's go into instant replay. So what you're gonna notice in man coverage is that we're gonna have this route get open, right? So we have potentially 3 things that can get open. So we have this running back route that can get open, this motion over crosser. If they have if you have a good matchup, this can get open. Now, if they have somebody like Jerry Alexander or one step ahead or something like that, then a lot of times they actually can recover just because that's how Madden 21 works. But either way, you can kind of still pass lead this out here and get like a possession catch animation if you know how to pass lead it right. And also another thing you can look for is the tight end on the drag route. If you have a good matchup right here, you can look for that. So you can look for this running back. You can look for this route right here, and you can look for this. So we potentially have literally every route on the field that could beat man. We have an angle route that could beat man. We have a drag route that could beat man. We have a post that could beat man, and we have a crosser that could beat man, and we have a streak that could beat man coverage if you get a good win animation. So one more time, I'll kind of show you that, because what's going to happen is you'll get people that play cover shells that look like this. Well, they're going to have to play cover shells that start looking like this because of what we're actually doing with this one play right here. So again, I'll even show you that this can still dominate this type of play. So here we go right here. go ahead, motion across, and this is good because if they blitz, the running back's automatically going to block, and that's what gives us the little +1. So right here, as you can tell, Square, I mean, you've seen him already. He's just wide open because that's what we're looking for. We can get a nice little animation just like that, and that's why I said, like, this play can just be so very dangerous, because if they aren't calling over the top, then if you put him on a fade, more than likely he's actually going to get a win animation almost every time, as you can tell. And at that point, we're just floating the ball because they're trying to account for, like, you know, this tight end. It might be trying to account for this right here, and it might be trying to account for this right here. And also, as you can tell, the reason I like this is because most of the time they're going to make the DBs bump each other because of the spacing that's provided. So you see right there, boom, how they bump each other. Now I have a one-play touchdown. Why do I have a one-play touchdown? Because the way we ran our routes, both of these players bumped into each other. So that's why I said this play is extremely dangerous. But anyways, that's where I put up for this video. If you enjoyed any part of this video, or if you found any value out of it, I'd greatly appreciate if you dropped a like on the video and just comment and let me know how you love these setups that I just gave you. And also, if you do love these setups, make sure you stay tuned with my channel, because I'm actually currently working on Madden website, and it's gonna be lit. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna have so many great features, man. I can't wait to bring it to you guys. It'll be around maybe August. I'll be able to bring it to you. So if that sounds like something you love, if you love these videos, you'll love my Madden website. So again, can't wait to bring that to you guys. But that's gonna wrap up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Trey, and I'm out.